first, I need to set an alarm because this cannot go too long because I have to get dressed. I have to be downstairs at 3:30. What are we doing here? Timer. Let's give ourselves 20 minutes? 15 minutes. No, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Okay. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Brandon. I'm a guy who flies. Currently on layover in Denver, and let's mute Grace and Frankie. Actually, not mute. We need to pause it. Almost done with season 6. Love Grace and Frankie. Back to it. It's bidding season,
which happens every single month. I don't know if I should call it a season. Bidding war. I need to come up with a catchy little title for that.
But yeah, it's time for flight attendants to submit their schedules for August. As you all know, we went through this second wave of there's been a spike in cases related to the pandemic, and that has caused a reduction in ticket sales, which creates a reduction in flights, which creates a reduction in schedules. So we got notified that, we're having to cancel schedules and we're having to pull back a lot. And it really doesn't help that I'm based in Miami, which is in Florida, which is becoming the new epicenter for this entire thing. So yeah, I don't know what things are going to look like for me for August. I did not, once again, decide to take the leave that was offered or the low time to only work part time. I'm just gonna go strong. However, the last couple of months that I've held a line might be coming to a slight halt because I might be going back on reserve for August because they're only expecting 71 lines this month in my base, and I'm bidding at number 84. Yeah, I know. So anyway, y'all know the setup. Here we go. All right, timer is set. Let me set it up like that so I can keep track. I have the bid packet, which you all know I go through and make all of my copious notes on. I have my planner, so I know what's going on in July, August. It is July. I know what's coming up in August, so I can bid correctly. And then I have all of my bidding notes right here as well, so I know exactly what I'm going after. And because I'm having to do a funky bid for my line, and I also have to bid reserve, just in case, I have put it all into a nice calendar. So if you ever wondered what type of person Brandon is, this is who he is. He is a color-coded calendar kind of person. There's that. I have a carryover trip, meaning I have a trip that I'm going to start in July and I'm going to finish in August. So technically, I will get the credit for that portion that I fly in August for August. And then I also have recurrent. So if you didn't know, flight attendants have to go get recertified every year to say that we are still in the good in terms of performing our job duties as they relate to safety and security. So I have recurrent, which will also, that spans 3 days. That's also days that I don't have to worry about working because they're counted as working days. So in terms of my bid, what I am trying to do this month is I went in and I figured out, okay, what works for me, in terms of what looked attractive in terms of the trips and things for me. I found those, and then I know that anything that's really, really high hour is going to go to the people at the top. So I found the stuff that kind of felt like it looks okay, but I could do without it. That's the stuff that I'm going to be bidding for because that's the stuff that's going to look less attractive to the people up top. And if for some chance I do get a line, it'll at least look like some of the things that I want. So here we go. Hey, what's going on, you all? Back for part 2 of this bid with me for August situation. I completely underestimated how much time it was going to take for me to finagle my schedule the last time I started talking about this stuff. So I didn't finish the last day that I said I was going to finish. So I never actually came back to tell you all what I submitted. And to be honest with you, the line awards have already come out with me making this. But for the integrity of the actual playlist. I'm going to tell you what I asked for, even though I can give you a spoiler. I didn't get it. But this is what we asked for. So I put my personal threshold at 60 hours. You all know I like to bid low, give me a few hours, but an open schedule, and then just fill it in with stuff I like. I started off layers 2, 3, and 4, asking for 3-day trips. Then in layers 5, 6, 7, and 8, I asked for some specific pairings. Those trips that I asked for specifically were all 2-day trips that were worth 13 hours. I asked for 4 of them. Then layers 9 and 10, I asked for just any 3-day trips, and then I asked for 2-day trips. Then under that, I said if I can't get that, give me the specific turns, which you all know turns are just 1-day trips. And I asked for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns for the month of August. After that, I said, well, if I can't get those specific turns, then give me evening turns. They were really late. They were like Baltimore, San Juan, and Newark. I think next month, all of those are really, really late. And you all know I am a evening flight attendant. So I asked for those. And then through all of my layers of bidding, I asked for August 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th off because so flight attendant friends and myself are trying to take a trip. So to update you all, I submitted that bid. That was due on the 12th, and it came out yesterday, the 14th, and it said you're awarded reserve. So because I had enjoyed these last like 3 months of getting a line, I just stopped putting in the reserve bid. Mind you all, I have not actually gotten a reserve schedule since April, which was in the midst of all of the pandemic, so that didn't even really matter. I'm okay going back on reserve because this month, you all know, like, I'm working like 150 hours, tired, exhausted. I could use the break. And I'm also, like, August is like the perfect time for going back to school, so I'm kind of like really excited about how I'm going to continue to step my foot back into my educator bag. I'm okay going back on reserve. We did 8 months of reserve, 5 months in Denver, 3 months in Philly. Now I'm going to go on reserve in Miami. We know how to do reserve. I know how to bid reserve. So what I'm going to bid for is I already know the days that I want off because when I made this calendar, I went ahead and included my reserve. So all of these little blue marks is basically when I want to be off and when I want to work on reserve. And I basically want to do a stretch of 3 days, a stretch of 3 days, a stretch of 5 days, and then a stretch of 4 days. That's what I'm going to ask for. So basically, I have a carryover trip that day, and then recurrent these days. So I'm asking for all of the days that are highlighted in yellow to be my days off. I asked for the 6th, 7th, and 8th off because I'm trying 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th off because I'm trying to go to Cancun. And then work 3, off 2, work 3, off 2, work 5, off 2, work 4. We shall see. Oh, I need to go in and say that I want to be reserved. Put me in the evening. Do not call me for the morning. I know I'm an evening flight attendant. If you're going to give me a 2-hour call out, give it to me for something that is in the evening. If you're going to assign me couch already reserved, give it to me in the middle of the day. I prefer C, 1 to 7. 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7. I am about to go ahead and hit submit on this, so that is done. I can wash my hands on this. Then we should get this schedule 18th or maybe the 18th, but I will be back to let you all know what our reserve schedule is for the month of August. So stay tuned. Alright y'all, what's going on? This is the 3rd iteration of this video. The reserve bids are out, so I wanted to come and share with you all what we have going on for August. I got exactly what I asked for.
So, bam, I have a carryover trip from July that I'll be working into, well, technically July 31st, but it's part of this day period. So I'm off the 1st to the 2nd. I have recurrent ground school, so recurrent recertification, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Then I have the 6th to the 9th off as I asked. And then I have a 3-day block, 10th, 11th, 12th, 2 days off, a 3-day block, 2 days off, a 5-day block, 2 days off, and then a 4-day block.
I have 0 complaints. There are no days I want to train around. I might look at picking up some days, picking up on my off days, because if you all remember from further back, with my company and when we're on reserve, we're guaranteed 75 hours. So for this little bit of reserve schedule that I have going on here, I am guaranteed I'm going to get paid for 75 hours. I like to pick up an additional 25 hours on my days off just so that I get paid for a total of 100 hours for the month. That's how I kind of have based my living situation is around me making at least 100 hours. I know this has been a super choppy for those of you who made it all the way through this video. Thank you all for watching. We bid for a line, we didn't get a line, we went back on reserve, we bid for a reserve, we got exactly what we wanted on reserve, so this is what we will be working for the month of August. That's it. I'm Brandon. I'm a guy who flies, and I will check you all out the next time. Later.